Hi everyone, it's Casey and Gigi. And we're here today, we're gonna make roasted butternut squash soup with brown butter and fried sage. So the first thing we're gonna do is we have our oven preheating to 400 degrees and we're going to get some roasted garlic ready to go. Okay, you've exposed all of the garlic cloves. You know, can you put that in the middle of your foil, please? Remember with the cloves facing up, like this. Doo-doo. Then we're going to put some olive oil on it. There we go. It's like a tablespoon. And then a little pinch of salt. Close enough. And a little bit of pepper. You're welcome. Perfect. Nicely done. That's going to go in the compost. So then I'm just going to seal this up, make a little envelope like that, and we're going to set that in the corner of our baking sheet. So you're going to find a really large butternut squash, maybe like 2.5 pounds. Don't eat that yet, sweetie. Just going to slice off the top and the bottom, and these are just going to go in the compost bin. And then I like to cut butternut squash by slicing it into large discs with a really sharp knife, and if you're cooking with a kiddo, make sure they're keeping their hands out of the way. So I just like to do that, it just makes it easier to manage. Yep. Thank you so much, that is lovely. And then I'm just going to use a sharp knife to cut around the sides and just trim the peel off. Do you need a job?
No, I don't need a job.
No? Okay. And then I'm just going to cube the butternut squash and toss it on the baking sheet. It can be fairly rough because this is all going to go in the blender in the end anyway. Okay, so we have our peels in the compost bin, and then you can just use a large spoon to get the seeds out. Like that. Do you like making soup? Yeah. Okay, so here's all of our squash. Can you take your sippy cup off of there, please? And onto the squash, we're going to pour about 1/4 cup of olive oil. Nice job all around. And while she's doing that, I'm going to do a large pinch, maybe 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt. Whoa, okay, that's good. So now baby Lulu has joined us, and we're going to have Gigi do the some freshly ground black pepper after we wipe this olive oil off of you. Here you go. Pepper, please. And actually doing the olive oil and salt and pepper is a great way for a toddler to participate. No, rub them all together. Oh my gosh, you got this so oily. Okay, can you mix them up? Okay, now we're going to pop this into our 400-degree oven until the squash is nice and caramelized and brown and the garlic is roasted, so it should be about 1.5 hours. Yeah? Okay, so see you in a little bit.
See you in a little bit.
So while the squash is roasting, I'm just going to prep our other ingredients really quick. And so I'm going to quickly peel a large carrot and trim off the top and bottom, and then just give it a quick chop. And again, nothing in this recipe has to be very perfect because it's just all going to get chucked in the blender. So that is perfect for that. And 1 medium yellow onion. So we'll just give this onion a quick rough chop. And these are going to get set aside. We're not going to need them until the squash is completely done roasting. And the final thing that we're going to do is to just give a quick chop to 5 sage leaves. And we're going to use more for frying, for like a garnish later, but these ones we'll just give a quick chop and we're just going to set these aside. So our squash is done roasting and you can see that it's really nice and caramelized and browned. So I'm going to set this aside to cool. So I'm just going to light the stove here onto like medium high and put a couple tablespoons of olive oil in our pot. I have the onions and carrots that we chopped up earlier. So those are just going to go in, and I'm going to just saute them until they're softened, about like 5 to 7 minutes. The carrots and onions are softened, and I'm just going to put in the 5 leaves of chopped sage. To this we're just going to add a little bit of freshly ground black pepper and a pinch of kosher salt. And now we're ready to add our veggie broth. So we're going to do 2 quarts. Okay, so our second quart into the pot. And the squash and the garlic are pretty cooled. You can see it's got a nice caramelized color. And we're just going to squeeze all of these into our soup. We've got all of the roasted garlic in, and now I'm going to transfer in all of the cooled butternut squash. The last bit's going in, and make sure to get all of the little caramelized bits off the bottom because those have a lot of flavor. And then just give this a stir and bring it up to a simmer, and it'll cook like this for about 20 minutes. So I've just melted my butter in a metal skillet over medium heat. Now the butter is going to foam and sizzle as the water evaporates from it. And then quickly after this, the milk solids will start to brown, so you want to keep a really close eye on it. And I like to stir it so that I can see sort of through the butter to the bottom of the skillet, which is where the milk solids kind of rest and toast. Watch the color really carefully. And right now it's just a very clear yellow, and in a moment it'll start to brown. So, and this is what I like to call the second foam, because it kind of settled for a moment, now it's foaming back up and it's just starting to toast underneath. You can see the color starting to change a little bit. Now it's starting to turn a really kind of chestnut hue right there. And now you want to transfer it immediately to a glass dish. And there you have brown butter. Okay, G is up from her nap, and so is baby Lou. And so now we're ready, and the soup's actually pretty cool, which is great if you're cooking with kids. So what we're gonna do is take the top off, and you definitely have to do this in batches, but just get a bunch of the soup and you can see the nice dark color. Okay, so.
Open the bowl.
Well, we're gonna blend it up first.
Oh.
Do you want to help push the button?
Yeah.
Not yet. That could have been really, really bad. So when you're blending a hot liquid, you want to take the cap off of your blender and cover it with a folded towel. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, put your bowl down. So it's nice and pureed, but it's really, really thick. Oh boy. Okay. Next, be careful because it's still a little bit hot. Next, then you just spoon over a bit of the brown butter. Okay. And you can mix it in or leave it on top. And then you just sprinkle on a couple of the fried sage leaves. Okay, should we try a bite?
Yep.
Okay. What do you think? Pretty good? Mm-hmm. And there you have it. And actually, come to think of it, this would make a really good baby food too. And I usually double this recipe, so we have some in the freezer.
I want them all.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there you have it. And say, see you next time.
See you next time.
You silly girl. Hi everyone, Casey and Gigi here.
And baby.
And baby too. You move baby over there so she can watch.
Sleepy. I'm coming about that for the video. Thank you, Mom. Woohoo! Thank you, Mom.
We are going to this is the hard nut garlic. Okay, stop licking it, dude. Can you put these ones on the baking sheet, please?
Look.
Don't eat them. Put them in on the pan, dude.
Ah.
Ew. That probably doesn't taste that great. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Okay. Maybe we'll save that one for you for later. No, don't eat all of them. Okay. If you're cooking with a kid, you can pretty much expect that all your food is going to get licked. Here, put that over here. We're not going to cook that one. Don't put any more in your mouth. Okay, can you please put those in the... Can you toss those in onto the baking sheet? You're going to put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. Do you know how much a 1/4 cup is?
Yeah.
Okay. Pinch maybe a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Whoa, okay, that's good. So we're going to take our hands out of our mouth. Okay. And caramelized and browned. Okay, ready? Uh-oh.
Oops, so daisy. Oops.
Oops,
Okay.
daisy.